So again, this is last year's sale topper, Twin Willow's Handsome Dan. Topped the sale at $5,000, bought by Melinda Moore.
Some light chains on the front, put some boots on them. Then do we'll figure out somebody yet today.
And a beautiful son of Twin Willow's McMillan. Multiple world champion. Amateur gentleman world champion. Last year won the stallion gelding class at Louisville. Reserve world's grand champion. Sire of Handsome Harry, Mr. Naples.
We were blowing hard in Michigan, that's why I stayed down here.
I think we probably have a better chance of getting out of this snow than we are. Oh my God. I think we're gonna be close to 50. Yeah. That helped. We had February, full month. An average temperature for the day and the whole month was 14 degrees.
We thought it was summer, when it was 13. Right? It was great. Compared to the negative 20.
Oh, yes. I don't remember the one.
Dan's got a mustache and a beard. You're like, man. Well, they left and didn't come back. We went home and couldn't come back. So otherwise, yes, he liked them because they were getting a ton of ponies finished. So he didn't, yes. When we had dinner, they weren't there. I guess one's younger, one's maybe like 19. So anyway.
Oh, no.
Go back. Good, I'm gonna go to premiere, I have to be there at 10:30. Rob's going back.
Is this one of your assistants, Tom?
She's the best assistant. She's the best assistant. And feed girl on Saturday afternoon and Sunday.
Yeah, they like that, so they can go watch the ball games.
Again, this is Twin Willow's Handsome Dan, world champion harness pony stallion gelding last year. He's the sire of Mr. Naples, correct, Tom?
Yep.
And Handsome Harry. Mr. Naples, world champion amateur gentleman last year. So well, what's that?
Freshetta.
Yeah. Freshetta, Handsome Harry. How many mares do you have in foal to him this year?
4 or 5. About our limit. All right.
This has been unusual.
Yeah. All right, well, all right. Okay. All right, see ya.
Okay, so now we're with two ladies from St. Charles, Illinois. We have Janelle Shavanik and Christine Johnson, and they are offering Cole in tonight's auction at the Limited Breeder. So now last year you campaigned Cole as a road pony, and it's almost unusual to see a stallion shown in the road pony division. What kind of personality traits does Cole have to be shown? Is he really a nice pony to work with? Or?
He is. He's very intelligent. He's a gentleman through and through.
Mm-hmm. And has he bred any mares yet, or no? Is this new for him breeding? Or?
His eldest, I believe, is a 3 or 4 year old.
Okay.
So with when Eric Kirsch had him, he stood him, and has had some pretty good babies.
Perfect. And had some interest in him this year to breed too? Or?
Yes.
Okay. And where did he come from? Who bred him?
Dan Light.
Dan Light, and he's by Romeo LF.
Yes.
So a very pretty topped horse, obviously. And do you think that that's the kind of traits that he'll stamp into his babies? That big high top that he's got?
Yes. I believe he's going to throw his color. He's got a very stylistic, kind of open way of going. So I think that he's going to throw that.
And what are your plans for campaigning this year? Will you show him again this year?
Christine is going to show him.
Well, yeah, I would really love to show him. I was able to show him at the end of the season last year, my first time.
Perfect.
So it was pretty exciting.
So amateur road ponies then is where we're geared with
Yeah.
him? Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, best of luck with you, and best of luck tonight at the sale. I'm
All right,
sure
thank
he'll
you
so
very
well.
much.
Thank you.
Now Tom's hooking up GoDaddy, Twin Willows McMillan's son, acquired at the American Royal, Tom, or?
Yep.
This pony won the Harness Pony Championship at Lexington last year and then capped off the year with the stake win at Kansas City. Shown last year by Melissa Moore. You got to know him a bit now, Tom? You've had him long enough to kind of figure him out, or
No.
not yet?
I worked him for a couple of weeks after we got him, and then we kind of let him down for the winter, and he's just going back to work.
Who's this, Tom?
GoDaddy?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I didn't even take out of the truck. Oh. Looks good, that's in the truck. I went home, got home, it was already dark, I washed the truck, froze doing that, and, put it in the barn, put the truck over, and left the truck right in the truck. So that's the best place for the cart.
What mare is that one out of, Tom? Don't know? Did it come from Wilson's when it was young?
Mark's down in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Mark had it?
be a marathon walk.
Oh, yeah. Jump right over that.
Did you know Mr. Wilson had a stroke this week?
Oh, yeah?
Ed had a stroke Monday.
No, didn't know that.
Talked to Jay yesterday. He said they don't know what. They haven't got all the test results back. They don't know. They believe he's lost motor skills and stuff. Not a good way either.
Yeah. You were shot 5 times already. Why you still working? I wish it was.
You guys know that Bobby Richards had a brain aneurysm?
What?
You know Bobby Richards had a brain aneurysm?
Yeah, I seen that they had in one of the magazines they talked about it.
Probably basketball game, I guess.
Hey, we're all getting older.
And then Betty, of course, you know, they're tight as they can be.
Yeah.
Got stressed out about it and then had a heart attack on
Oh, jeez.
a week ago one day.
I guess I can understand that.
But I guess they're both doing all right now. I called Debbie this week and just got busy with this stuff. I'll call her this afternoon or something. See how they're doing.
Hey, we want to see some 3-year-olds in here that are, you know,
We want to see a challenge.
none of this broke stuff.
I only got one 3-year-old this year.
This stuff's no challenge.
I only got one 3-year-old. And I got the only challenging pony I got right now belongs to Bo Lucas, and he coming at noon to see it. If you want to stick around till noon, you'll see a challenge. Bo Lucas, I saw a pony down there at his place a couple years ago. I went down and talked to their southeastern, and God, she's beautiful. And I kept saying, well, when you get her broke, call me. She's 6 years old now. He still didn't have her broke. He said, I said, well, just send her up here. I'll break her. She can't be that hard. Oh, this is the meanest woman I've ever seen.
There's a reason why she's 6 years old and not broke, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's illegal like people, so hi. Hello. Hi.
But, yeah, there's something cool.
And hello again, folks. Bill Keith here in the beautiful barns at Golden Creek Farm. We just watched Tom Lowry train for the morning. Thanks for having us out, Tom. It was a great day.
Glad you came.
It's a childhood dream of mine. I mean, it sounds silly, and I've
Me
said
too.
it over and over. Well,
Me too.
Let's go right there, right away. Golden Creek Farm. You're a young kid growing up, probably the same way I was, watching the great ponies that Mary Gaylord showed with John Shea. Was there ever a point in your life where you thought, yeah, I'll be the head trainer at Golden Creek Farm someday?
No, growing up, I just hoped I had one pony good enough to sell to Mary one day.
Right.
I mean, that was basically it.
Yeah. So the reason I wanted to do this interview is I feel that I know a little bit about a lot of people, but I don't know a lot about people. So I want to kind of take this back a little bit and start right from the beginning. Tom Lowry is originally from
Davis Junction, Illinois.
Davis Junction, Illinois, born and raised?
Born and raised.
And from a Hackney family or pony family?
Yep. Pony family. My father, well, my grandfather started in it when my father was about 6 years old. Got a backyard pony and then got competitive and ended up with 400.
Now, obviously, as a kid, you must have other interests. Did you have interest in sports growing up? Or?
Yeah, I played all the sports, but I also had interest in horses. I mean, I rode jumping horses, had Arabs, showed quarter horses, rode my horse everywhere. I didn't learn how to tie my shoes till I was 8 years old because I always wore cowboy boots. So.
So it wasn't always all about ponies growing up. You had other interests in sports and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, when you did get older and you went off to school, what did you study and where did you go to school?
I studied agribusiness at Illinois State University in Bloomington, Illinois.
Okay. You graduated with honors, no doubt?
I graduated.
Honored to graduate. How about that?
I tell you the truth, I graduated because I flunked out and I wasn't taking school that seriously, and I thought I'd get to be a pony trainer because I was working for Jeff at the time. And as soon as we got home from Louisville, he put me in the basement of a restaurant, remodeling it, and I dug out a basement of a restaurant with a 5-gallon bucket. And I couldn't wait to get back to school.
Yeah.
So
now let's jump ahead to this whole situation. Where does your affiliation with Jeff McLean start?
it started from being a kid, and he had sons that were my age, and we showed together. And of course, I always knew Jeff, and my family, my father grew up about 40 miles from Jeff, and so they've known each other for many years.
Right.
So knowing Jeff was like knowing anybody else.
So you were telling me last night you've worked for Golden Creek now for how long?
25 years, 26.
And in a business like the horse business, where it's not uncommon for trainers to bounce here, there, and everywhere. I mean, don't unpack because you won't be staying for long. What is it that has kept you here at Golden Creek Farm for so long?
Good owners. Mary's a loyal person, and she loves her animals, and of course I love ponies, and so that makes it easy. And then Jeff, Jeff's high energy, nervous guy, and but he's got a lot of loyal employees in his restaurants. He knows how to treat his employees, and he's a very good boss.
It's excellent. My other question, I don't want to piggyback the questions you got asked during the video that Jay Coltman did for the Hackney Society.
Right.
Maybe this has changed, maybe it hasn't, but I think you answered the question kind of out in the bull ring there. Favorite pony you've had to work in your career?
American Flyer.
Yeah. And what was about him that was so special?
He never had a bad day of work. He never had a bad day of work. We usually worked him every morning, and the ring was drugged, and every foot was in the same spot every day.
Yeah.
And he was happy to do it, and I was happy to be sitting there.
So now going back to American Flyer again, he was worked by somebody that you apprenticed under. Tell us about your training as a young horse trainer. Where'd you work?
Well, growing up, my family allowed me to do everything, and Dad taught me everything he knew. And then when I went to college, I thought I'd be doing this as a hobby. So the first summer and a half, I worked for Give Marcusi out in Iowa, and it was a good experience for me. It showed me how hard it was to work in this business, and that's where I started. And then the next summer, Jeff asked me to come to work for him, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good idea. Jeff's always done good with his ponies. He never had a great pony, but he beat a lot of great ponies with the ponies he had. I thought that would be fun, and then I thought I'd try to go to work for Dr. Ron or a saddlebred barn or something to learn a little more there, and it just never happened.
You're here ever since.
Yeah.
Now, I wish I had the camera rolling out in the bull ring. You had a pony in long lines, and you were talking to Junior Scott and Vern Houston over the rail, and you told a really funny story about, did you say it was the first pony you ever jogged for Give Marcusi down the highway? Tell us that story. That was beautiful.
let me jog a pony, and of course, it gives you jogging down the road, which wasn't a big deal. I'd done that at home, but we were driving along, and they got big ditches out in Iowa to keep all the water off the road, and I'm jogging along, and I'm about a mile and a half down the road, and a big old Charolais cow jumps up out of the ditch, right onto the road, and right in front of my pony. I was staring at that pony, and that pony jumped off into the ditch, and ended up in a fence, and not like wood fence, like woven wire fence. And I'm trying to get this pony out, and he's being nice, and he's laying there. I busted the cart because the ditch is like 6 feet deep, and I get everything up out of there. The cow runs off, and
Where's Gib at this point? Anywhere to be seen?
no, he's like a mile and a half away back to the farm. Not even worried about where I'm at. And so I lead the pony back down the road, lead it all the way up the highway, lead it back in there. And he said, "What happened?" He said, I told him, and he said, "Where's the cart?" I said, "Well, it broke. It's back there a mile and a half." He said, "God damn, you only been here a week and a half and you already tore up a cart."
No concern for yourself or the pony, but the equipment. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. There's a lot of people that have worked for Gib over the years. I'm sure they've got stories too. So, one last question. Well, two more questions. One pony that you watched over the years that you haven't had in this beautiful barn that you would love to have sat behind or trained in your career that you didn't have?
Andiamo.
Yeah. You talked about him on the video as well.
Yeah, Andiamo. I would have liked to sat behind La Louisiane. Dream Boy, I never got to sit behind, but he came home from docks one time. He was up there breeding, and we laid him over in Quincy, and I put the harness on him one time.
We won't tell anybody that. So. And final question, and again, I really appreciate you having me out here. This is like a dream come true being in this barn. Tom Lowry, if he wasn't a pony trainer, what would you be doing today?
Well, I trained to be a commodities broker, and I'd probably be sitting in a grain elevator someplace in the Midwest, worried about whether corn's going up a penny or not today.
Well, you're probably worried about the price of corn here for a different reason. But so anyway, so Tom, thank you so much for having me out
Yep,
here. Appreciate it,
thank
folks. This
you.
is the Limited Breeder Sweepstakes weekend. Tom Lowry, Tom Galbraith, Janet Hicks, all a big part of this weekend. And be sure to bid on those stallions and get out to Shelbyville and see these wonderful barns. If you didn't make it this year, get down here next year. It's a great event, great people. Promote the Hackney and get out there and show. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Tommy.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
No
Appreciate it.
problem.